Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Living Life a Life View. I am your host, Dr. Veronica Garcia, and today I'm joined by an amazing member of the Life University community, Mr. Amondre Smith.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm
Thank
so
you.
excited to have you.
Oh my God. Thank you for having me. This is awesome. It's an honor to be here.
I'm so excited because people need to know a little bit more about you and your passions and your drive.
Just a little bit.
So tell us, where are you from?
Okay.
What program are you in?
Okay.
And what quarter you're in?
So I am originally from Roanoke, Virginia. It's a small town. It's probably about as big as this room, honestly. But stars are bred there, and we do a good job with what we have. I am 13th quarter. Of the Doctor of Chiropractic program here at Life.
So 13 out of 14, almost there. Tell me a little bit about what the experience has been so far.
Well, so initially when I was thinking about a career, thinking about something long-term, thinking about something that would supply me with, I don't know, the passion and the drive that I felt as a child. I really wanted to sort of tap back into that feeling because I knew that whatever I was doing, I would never hate. It would be something that I would want to wake up and do. And so we've talked before, but I was deeply rooted in sickle cell anemia disease and the chilling winter of 2010, I lost a really close relative to the disease. I didn't know too much about the disease, but back then I didn't know how I could help in any way. And so, being on fire for sickle cell and for him, I decided to go off to college and pursue a bachelor's of science degree in public health education.
Wow.
I wanted more. I really was delve into research and into my degree. And so I went off to get a master's in public health education. But I focused solely on the environment and how the environment plays a huge role in our health, especially with people living with sickle cell. So I wanted something more after that. I'd worked with Emory University Hospital, Midtown, in infectious disease. So I was doing a lot of HIV work, a lot of STD, and more so treatment rather than prevention. And so that was a rewarding experience. It definitely taught me how to interact with people, how to sort of understand someone's why. And miraculously, I don't know, God brought about this idea of chiropractic, and this idea of why, someone's why kept flickering. And then when I got here to orientation, I kept hearing, what is your why? What is your why? And I'm like, wow, these are the exact words that I was, using at one point in my career. And now it seems as if they're confirmed now that I'm here. And so, initially I wanted to use chiropractic as a vehicle to mitigate pain, all the pain processes in sickle cell, but since I've been here, going through school, meeting new people, getting involved into different things, I've developed a keen interest in seizures and strokes and what that looks like in people living with sickle cell. And so upper cervical and head and neck type of issues, that's my steez. So, being in school, it was a journey, but I think that it was a colorful journey, and it brought me to a more common color, a more familiar color, and a color that I am very excited and proud of, and really, really waiting to see what happens next.
Yeah. What a beautiful journey.
Yes.
What a beautiful journey.
Absolutely.
Long pathway and also very intentional pathway.
Absolutely.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
So tell me, with that interest specifically into sickle cell, and being just a few months away from graduation, where do you foresee yourself serving in the profession, and in what way?
Well, I realized that when I got here, chiropractic was such a multidisciplinary profession. It's like you can literally do whatever you can. And in the scope of chiropractic, we talked before, but I wanted to mention this before. I can't remember the name of the doctor who came for the assembly. But his exact words were, rock chiropractic the way you rock chiropractic. And, as you know, and as people may know, I really like fashion. Thrifting is, a pastime of mine, one of my favorite pastimes. And so I like to, take different pieces, put them together and make something incredible. And I think that that's what chiropractic is. You have different facets, different pieces of chiropractic that you can take and mold and make something incredible. And so I realized that you don't have to be traditional.
Right.
I realized that a traditional trajectory isn't necessarily what's needed.
The right one.
Yeah, it may be standard, but it's definitely not what's needed. And so I find myself very interested in research and thinking empirically about what we can do, or what maneuvers we can do, or what techniques we can use, or what's going on in the world in the realm of chiropractic in the literature, because I don't think that we have enough. I don't think that the literature we do have is tangible enough, and it can be outdated. We've kind of progressed and developed into a time where chiropractic is not only by hand, it's an extension of your hand as well. And so, I think that's where I want to be. I think, obviously seeing patients is core. I'm doing this for people. I love the doctor-patient interaction, and I don't think that I would be as proficient in it if I didn't get my public health education degrees first. And I always thank God for that. Like, God, thank you for bringing me there and then bringing me here. You always know the steps. So I think that tradition is not for me.
Yeah.
So I see myself more so in a research sector. I see myself adding to the body of knowledge that we already have and pioneering some new things that people can use in the future. I obviously want to see patients, and people are like, you never want to see patients? You never? I'm like, yes, I do, but maybe not every day, maybe not 5 days a week, 2 or 3 or what have you. But my heart is to research, and my heart ultimately will be to my patient.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that you're standing your ground into, it's not this or the other, it's both. And it's that rhythm and that harmony that they can coexist.
Yes.
You don't have to choose a specific pathway.
Exactly.
And just like I personally tell my patients, some things that is common is not normal. And it's okay that the common standard of chiropractic care, being a chiropractor, is this.
Absolutely.
I can have my own normal.
Yes, you can.
And it sounds like you found it and you found your calling, and it's a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what is the next step that you feel like you need to kind of take to be able to get there? Where do you foresee going?
There are a multitude of steps that I feel like I need to take. You know what I mean? I think that one thing that I pride myself on is sitting down and making a comprehensive to-do list. Not for the week, not for the month, but for the day. I need something structured, something orchestrated by myself, to put accountability back on me.
Yeah.
My next steps are robust. I mean, to put it plainly, I think that what I've been doing in preparation for graduation and sort of just getting out of this space here in Georgia, I've been looking at different fellowships, different post-baccalaureates, different research fellowships that people are having. I've seen a lot on NIH. The CDC has a few, and so that's what I'm looking to get into that piece, and hopefully be an associate. Maybe somewhere in someone's office. I would love that as well. But ultimately, what I want is my own chiropractic center, and it won't necessarily be rooted in chiropractic. I think that because I'm multidisciplinary myself, I think that it'll be helpful and advantageous to have different sectors in my space. But I want to create a safe space for people living with sickle cell disease, and there you can get your medical treatment, you can get your chiropractic treatment. If you need physical therapy, you can do that. We'll have acupuncture, we'll have massage therapy. Thankfully, I have an esthetician in my family, my little sister, and a physical therapist in my family. And so, we kind of juggle with the idea of bringing something together. My sister bringing her, wholeness with beauty, and we with wellness, and sort of, collaborating to some degree, but that's far out. But ultimately, just servicing the people of living with sickle cell disease in any way that I can.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And for those that are not as familiar with sickle cell, tell me a little bit about what sickle cell
God,
is.
I would be remiss if I didn't say anything. I'm sorry, I did not give a concise explanation about sickle cell. Sickle cell is an autoimmune disease where it causes the red blood cells in your body, which are normally thick, viscous, very oval shaped, and are easily, moving through your veins. But with sickle cell, there is an antigen that is not on the red blood cell. It's called the Duffy antigen. And because of that mutation, it causes the red blood cells to sort of sickle in like a knife crescent moon type of shape. Because of the shape, going through the veins isn't as easy. And so you'll have, occluded blood vessels. You'll have, pains in any space, and those things are called pain crises. And so when that happens, they'll do blood transfusions, or they'll, push medicines down, the throats. And I don't want to do that. I want to introduce chiropractic to these people who are dealing with this pain in an effort to again, mitigate that pain. And maybe even, I know chiropractic can't cure sickle cell.
Right.
But what it can do is give the disease itself, or just, I guess, the symptoms of the disease. It gives it management, and it gives it purpose. And I've every summer I volunteer with the Sickle Cell Foundation of Georgia. We do a camp for kids living with sickle cell, ages 6 to about 17 years old.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not licensed to do any chiropractic adjustments, but we do learn massages in our physiotherapy classes here. And, just doing those massages is trying to basically get in the blood to move around in those spaces helped.
Yeah.
It helped those students, those children. And so, I'm learning.
Yeah.
And it's never going to be a cap on what I can know. And I think that being here at Life University specifically has taught me that there will never be a cap on what I should know. Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I love that. And it sounds like, yes, you're right. It's not about a cure, but it's about a management and quality of life. It's about being able to enjoy and kind of running back and waking up and going through gratitude, but also going through self and checking in with your body and being able to live and enjoy whatever it is that you're going to eat and how you're going to move and what you're going to see and all the things in between.
And you can't imagine the amount of mental toil, it takes on them. At any point in their lives, they could just break out with a pain crisis. They could be in chiropractic school, taking a final exam, and then boom, the stress, the anxiety, just kind of working their bodies, overstimulating their bodies, and boom, they're in a crisis. And you never know how long you're down for. I remember having a kid at camp. She was 5 years old and spent 2 years in the hospital. She had a stroke, you know what I mean? And it just came out of nowhere. So you never know. So, I guess to interject, mental health is a really big piece in all of this. Absolutely. And so, I guess talking with you, I need to realize that maybe I need to, add that to the overall scheme of things. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you.
I love that you're so open to just kind of continuing this growth pattern.
Absolutely.
And I'm excited for what the world is going to see from you and what the profession is going to see from you. As little as we see it right now, we know that it continues moving and shaping.
Oh, yeah.
You never know how much you're going to impact. And it's a beautiful thing to see.
The light will always be a shade brighter. It will always be a shade brighter.
And I know that you're involved on campus and different organizations.
Absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about those.
Well, I do a lot of work with Campus Activities Board.
Yes.
We are a governing body where we are basically servicing the bulk of the campus. There are a lot of organizations here, which I love, and I appreciate, that are tailored to more chiropractic or tailored to more graduate students. We do a good job of sort of blending the three and making or creating events that will benefit us all. They may not be chiropractic related. You may not have a philosophical conversation while you're there, but you'll definitely have a time away. You'll get out of this space of school. I know a lot of people, being an RA for about 3 years, I know how daunting it can be to go to school, go to your room, go to school, go to your room. You're never able to, be who you are, do the things that you want to do, because you feel disconnected and so confined and encapsulated in this one space. So CAB really likes to open that space up, for everyone, whoever is on campus. And even if you're not, obviously come on back. We do a quarterly program called Chillax. It's either right before midterms or right before finals. It's really just a space where you can just come and chillax. We understand as students generally that the stresses of midterms and finals are just and so we want to create a space where people can just be comfortable and kind of get away from that, or take a break, and that way when you do go back to your studies, kind of be in tune.
I love that. I love campus activity boards because of that reason. It's just, it helps kind of meet also the undergraduates and the athletics and the master's degree and the online students when they are on campus, alongside with everybody, because we were founded as a chiropractic school, but we have so much more now. Yes,
we are super unique.
So beautiful to see. And it's so amazing and great. And just the energy and the vibration, everybody under the same vitalistic philosophy and with lasting purpose, giving, doing, loving, serving. Throughout every piece of campus.
Generally. So I love that.
I'm so excited. Thank you for serving in that capacity. It's so needed. And I love that it's also driven by students.
Yes. And students give headaches too. We're not all what we're cracked up to be, but I wouldn't trade working with the group of people that I've had the pleasure of working with for anything in the world.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time. This was absolutely loving and great.
I am so honored to be here. This has been a dream of mine to be on the podcast, and so thank God that it actually happened. Thank you for doing amazing work and for being here. And, we definitely need your type of vibes, your type of, interjections and just whatever you're willing to give, we will take. So thank you.
That's so nice to say.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. I'm excited for your future. Good luck on your last quarter, which is right there. I'm so excited to see you in graduation.
Thank you so much.
So high.
Thank you.
So
I appreciate that.
And we'll see you guys on the next episode of Living Life, a Life View. Bye.
Bye-bye.